You're listening to the Reluctant Adult Podcast. If you like what you're hearing, follow us on social media and leave us a 5-star review on Apple Podcasts. This is the way.
I don't want to grow up. I'm a Toys R Us kid. There's a million.
Well, this week from the internet, Hasbro's Halloween Star Wars reveal has collectors scratching their heads. Like, what is this, Shiz? Plus, McFarlane Toys is giving Ross an exclusive Superman action figure. Basically the toy equivalent of tipping your garbage man. And Hasbro is Sauron over California with this Comic-Con exclusive Savage Land 3-pack. It's the Reluctant Adult Podcast.
Don't you be a dummy! Buckle your safety belt! Think, Billy. It's morphin' time!
Oh, welcome to another episode of the Reluctant Adult Podcast. My name is Paul, and I am joined, as always, by the man who's had it with these monkey fighting snakes on this Monday to Friday plane. Bill!
Hi, everyone. That's the best you could come up with?
You know, I do think beforehand, like, what I'm going to say. And I don't know why that popped into my head, but then I was like, yeah. When they did the what was that movie? Anaconda?
Snakes on a Plane?
It was Snakes on a Plane. That's right. It was just Snakes on a Plane. And when they did the TV edit, they had to take out the MF, and it
was on TV.
Very silly. Yeah, it was on TV. So they.
You know what? Always. It's funny with that. It's like I remember a time when, and I'm always shocked now. If you watch like basic cable, and they're getting away with a lot. They're dropping F-bombs right and left, and I'm like, wait, what is this TV? This isn't the TV I grew up with.
Do you remember there was an episode of South Park where they celebrated, or like they
said the word shit.
Like a lot, right?
Yeah, as many times as they possibly could.
Right, they got the green light to say shit. So they just said it a lot, which is like, whoa, but okay, good job there.
I'll be watching The Walking Dead, or at least I haven't in a while, and they'll be dropping swears right and left, and then they'll run an actual movie on AMC, and it's censored to hell. Like,
yeah,
they're like, no, you can't say shit. You can't say shit in this movie. Sorry, sir.
You get so many. You get at least one F-bomb, maybe like per season. And it's because you'll hear it, and because they save it. And it's like, oh, this is it. Yeah. We use the F-bomb. Ooh. Before we continue, is your mic just sounds weird to me. I don't know if it's me, or is it like further away?
I'm further away, so I can wear my Father's Day shirt and be red.
Okay.
But if I have to get closer, I will.
I would like to hear you.
No, you don't need to hear me.
We are primarily, although not really, but we are first and foremost a audio podcast. So do you need to adjust your angle or anything?
I'll do whatever the hell I want.
Well,
let me move this closer.
Let me just move the furniture around. It's like I want the audio to sound good. That's what I hear first.
I'll just read my shirt. My shirt says, "Just a dad, who always came back with the milk."
Oh, and it's Rocket, right? Or is it just a raccoon?
It's just a raccoon.
It's not Rocket. It's just a raccoon.
No, it's just a really cool raccoon. He's got milk.
What is the significance of it just being a raccoon?
I don't know. That's what I asked you earlier in the week. I said, "What's funnier?" What were the options? What were the options?
I thought you were trying to make I thought you were trying to make like an AI joke or something.
No,
you're
no,
gonna
no.
use that character in there.
No.
Well, before we get into Father's Day, I want to do a little self-promotion here because I want to. We're coming up on a milestone. We're coming up on episode 300. Can you believe that? 300 weeks of doing this shit.
300th episode spectacular.
It's almost been 300 weeks since the pandemic. That put that into perspective for you.
Ooh, that's wild.
Isn't it? Oh, that sounds so much better. Thank you.
Oh, there
That
we
sounds
go.
so much
Okay,
better.
and you can see my.
Oh, there. Oh, okay.
Perfect.
Now
Okay.
I feel much better about tonight's show.
I'm not gonna
Okay.
move. I won't move.
No,
I'll just put it
thank
right
you.
here.
Please don't. Just perfect audio.
It's a sticker.
Yes,
That sticker was
so-
throwing it off. That's the problem.
I don't know if we'll talk about that. But last week, if you watched, we unboxed
PMI Toys.
TMI
PMI.
Toys. Too much
PMI
information
Toys.
Toy. PMI
UFC
from the
Octagon Fighters.
I had some fun making a video for them, and they liked it. It didn't get a lot of
Good.
views, which I always feel like when you make like an ad video, people either can tell or like the platform can tell, and they don't push it at all.
Sure.
But whatever, we got some free toys.
I saw their
on
end
eBay
cap.
soon.
I saw their end cap.
They got a whole end cap.
Yeah, they had Nacelle's old end cap at one of my.
Oh no, Nacelle got pushed out from PMI.
The famous Nacelle end cap.
Oh, I never saw the Nacelle end cap. I saw we had like a couple biker mice, but we didn't get like the full rollout at all in any Walmart that I went to. So anyways, they sent us those Octagon Fighters, which I actually really enjoy. Not enough that I'm not going to put them on eBay. So would you like a complete set, including the promotional stuff? Check my eBay. Actually, just check my eBay anyways, because I'm going to start selling everything I own, all my worldly possessions. I just want, even if they don't sell, I want like a list of my net worth. So I'm going to add up all of the values. So in case like there's a fire, I can just like show the insurance company, but like, look, this is how much my entire life was worth.
Oh my!
So eBay, I don't know if you can search by username, right? My username is Toy Sailboat. Toy Sailboat, sail SALE, like a toy sail, and then boat, Toy Sailboat. It's a pun, I think. Look me up. Now here's the deal. I set my prices. Actually, I want to talk about eBay. So let's talk about eBay for a second. I used to have a lot of success on eBay. Lately, not even a nibble. Like the waters have been overfished or something, but my strategy used to be and still is, I list high because I expect people to contact me and say, hey, will you take this? Or like send a best offer. Like you can send a best offer. And if I'm feeling froggy, I'll accept it. Or even better, I'll write back and be like, in code, like, hey, are you also on Facebook? Contact me there. Because you can't just be like, email me and let's make a deal off eBay, because eBay will shut that shit down. Like, eBay does not want you making deals outside of eBay, because then they don't get that money. They're all about the money. So I do like to make deals off eBay. You save your fees, which is like 15% or something crazy, but it's also good for the buyer, because I'm not going to charge you sales tax. I'm not a business. Fuck the government. No kings. So I've been listing stuff, not getting any bites, and I don't know if it's like because I'm not paying to have mine featured that it's not even like showing up on the first page of stuff, or if my prices are too high and people aren't even bothering, or are people just not buying on eBay anymore? Is everything done through Facebook groups or whatever else? Instagram, people post stuff. People are posting on everything. So I need someone out there that knows how this shit works to either like tell me what's going on. Is it like not even worth it to use eBay anymore? And if that's the case, do we have to go back to Craigslist? Do I need to get an Etsy shop? I know people sell on Etsy that's not like homemade stuff, which I always thought was weird, but maybe that's what you do. Maybe that's what you do. Or if you have a podcast, maybe you can just put stuff on your podcast and be like, oh, here's king size Homer. Speaking of kings, this is the only king you need. This is king size Homer from Super 7. And if you check on eBay right now, This big fella's going for like upwards of $500. What? So obviously I would like to sell him. Now, here's the thing. I was so mad today because I kept every single fucking box that Super 7 ever shoved their toys into. Those first Simpsons, they had a slipper or whatever you call it, the little slide over box.
Sleeve?
It had a sleeve. Thank you. That's better.
Yeah.
It had a sleeve. It had that brown, like when you used to cover your textbooks in the grocery bag. That's what it looked like. It had that nice brown box. I kept all of that shit for Series 1, Series 2, Series 3, Power Rangers Series 1, Power Rangers Series 2, all the random Ninja Turtles that I got on clearance from Entertainment Earth. I kept all of that. But apparently, I did not keep the boxes for the fourth and final series of The Simpsons, and that's the goddamn series that's worth something. Why wouldn't I keep the final series? That's always the series that's going to be worth something. What was I thinking? I am so mad at myself.
You should be. Also, you used up our only F-bomb for the show.
The great thing about podcasts, and this is not the case in YouTube. So if I started saying swearing way too much, I would have to edit it. But on podcast, there ain't no rules. You can use copyrighted music. It's the Wild West. I don't understand, but I love it. That's why podcasts are the best medium for whatever this is. Whatever we're doing, the podcast is the best. So the podcast is the best. If you're listening to this audio podcast, you are a premium fan. And you know what? We need more people like you. So what I want you to do, I want you to tell a friend about the Reluctant Adult podcast. I want you to find a message board. I want you to find a Facebook group. I want you to post about us and tell people what they're missing out on. And then I want you to go to Apple Podcasts. I want you to go to Spotify. Leave a 5-star review and write a little sentence. You know what? You can even use AI. I would actually prefer if you used AI. And talk about how much you enjoy us, how we bring joy into your life. Just say nice things about us, and that will help more people find us.
Wow.
You got it?
I get it. I love it.
We need to start beating that. We need to start beating that drum. I feel like
that's
people
how
are just.
We were 100 episodes ago. We were always
stopped.
promoting that. Yeah, we stopped. Remember? We would say if you took the time out of the day and wrote a 5-star review about the Reluctant Adult podcast, we would feature that review on the show.
That's right.
It was great.
We will. The last one was in 2024. I don't know what month, but it was last year. If you write a review, we will read it. Of course we will. Of course we will. So if you would like your review read on the Reluctant Adult podcast, just fucking write it, man. It's not that hard. It's really not that hard. Go on there. Stop pressing. All right, listen. We're gonna just. You don't even have to press pause. We're gonna just stop talking for 5 minutes and let you go do your review. All right. So I'm gonna start a 5-minute counter. Bill, don't say a word. Just show off your shirt or something. I'm just gonna play with my king size Homer for a second. Just giving people time right now to go do it. I still think this is a weird figure. Why do people want this figure so much? It's weird. All right, that should have been enough time. If not, do it after the show. So that's that. We told people to leave a review. If you're watching on YouTube, suddenly we have a lot of people watching on YouTube. They're not watching for very long, which is like maybe problematic. The average watch time is like 3 minutes.
Oh.
So they are, if you're watching on YouTube, you probably turned this off 10 minutes ago. But if you are still watching, yes. You gotta break the show into 3-minute segments. Boom, boom, boom. Like that's the attention span. That's what we used to do on TikTok. I would literally like break it into 3-minute or like 30-second segments or whatever. Someone put a feature-length movie on Vine once, and Vine is what, 10 seconds, 3 seconds
7
clips.
I
Do you remember Vine? It was 7.
I was never part of it, but yes, I remember Vine.
I really liked it. There were some
Everyone
comedians
did.
like Will
Everyone
Sasso.
did.
He did this thing with lemons, and I don't know why it was funny, but it was funny. And it got so big that he was on the Today Show, and he did a skit with Al Roker where he was naked in Al Roker's dressing room. Like,
Oh.
I don't know. And then Vine should still be around. Twitter bought it. This was before Elon had Twitter. This was like Twitter Prime. They bought it and they crushed it. They made it go away for no reason. Because they didn't put out anything else. They didn't do their own video service. They just got rid of Vine. So, social media has always been... I keep getting these fucking Facebook notifications on my phone. I put it on airplane mode so I don't get this stuff. But it's not stopping. I hate it. I need to see my entire face at all time. I need sort of cover. I'm like a parrot. If I don't see myself, I get very distressed. Okay, so we talked about that. Oh, YouTube. If you're listening on YouTube or watching on YouTube, like it, hit subscribe, smash that bell, whatever. Again, share it. Do all the engagement stuff. Is that it? What else is there? If you're on TikTok, you're not going to see this because we won't make this into a TikTok. But yeah, so episode 300 coming up. We actually have like some stuff. We're working on some stuff. If you've been listening for the last 291 episodes, you probably know that we've been talking about doing some stuff. It's actually going to happen. I'm going to fight Pixel Dan.
Oh.
It's gonna happen. No, we actually like him. I made that video, or we talked about him, and I cut it into a video where it sounded like I was mad at him for getting those Mondo Ghostbusters early.
Yes.
Which I'm not, because I understand how it works, and like Mondo wants the largest audience possible to see their product. So I'm not mad, but I also don't really think of him as a Ghostbuster guy, and maybe there's just not another Ghostbuster account other than Have Some, which they also got one, that like would have the reach, because he's just like the toy guy. Like any toy company will send him a shit.
Right.
But he didn't get Octagon Fighters. He didn't get them, or maybe he did, but maybe he passed. He politely was like, I have enough stuff. Don't you know I have to review Mondo's Real Ghostbusters? I don't have time.
Do you know who I am?
For your Canadian. Do you know who I am, sir? I don't have time for you. I did feel a little less special because on our review of the Octagon Fighters, at least one other person with a smaller follower count than us was like, hey, I got this too. I'm going to do a review too. I'm like, cool. Good for you, man. Listen, get it while you can get it. Get it while the getting's good.
Hey, I mean,
free
they're
toys
in Walmart.
Never bad.
Mondo Real Ghostbusters aren't on the end cap at Walmart. I mean, that's hitting
right.
it big. That's hitting it big, in my opinion.
I don't know that I've
prime
ever
real
seen a
estate.
Mondo product with my own eyes in a store. Are they sold anywhere other than online?
That's like when I went into like a comic shop and saw the Gentle Giant enlarged Kenner figures, and I was like, those are what they look like?
Yeah, those are weird.
Yeah, they are.
I don't
It's
know.
too much.
Maybe, I always think like if I won the lottery, what silly things would I buy? I was like, I think I would buy those. They also tried to do the animated Batman series, and I don't know that those translated as well either.
Yeah.
But it's cool, I guess. You gotta have stuff to buy. That's how consumerism works. That's how our whole system is set up. Speaking of spending money on things, this was really funny to me. Oh, you know what? We got to do our hooks before we get into this. This is everyone's favorite part of the show. Let's do the hooks. Okay. You got your list up there?
I don't. I got totally distracted by everything else.
That's fine.
All right,
We'll
there
give
we
it a
go.
second to pick them. All right, here we go. I'm going to do mine first. These are the like the headlines for the show, for stories we hope to talk about. Here we go. Hasbro's Halloween reveals has collectors scratching their heads like, what is this shiz? Let me try that one more time. Had a little frog in my throat. All right. Hasbro's Halloween reveals has collectors scratching their heads. Like, what is this? Shiz? There we go. That comma is very important. All right, your turn.
McFarlane. Nope, I gotta start that one again because I said Mig.
There you go.
McFarlane.
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 McFarlane. Ooh.
McFarlane. Yeah, let's all do the show like this now.
Okay.
McFarlane.
McFarlane Toys is giving Ross an exclusive Superman figure. Basically, the toy equivalent of tipping your garbage man.
Yeah. Do you tip your garbage man?
No, I don't.
No. I don't know who my garbage man is.
It's a tough call.
I tipped my mailman one year because he had to like lug this really. I had my mom mail down like weights, like you pump iron with. I had her fill one of those flat rate boxes to the limit, and I have ring video of him dragging it up. So I was like, I'm gonna tip you, but I don't know who our mailman is now.
We gift the bus driver Christmas and the end of the year. We have a good relationship with the bus driver.
That's good. I think that's important.
I think that's a fair. I think that's a fair.
Do you have a nice bus driver? Because as a child, all of our bus drivers were like comically evil.
They were.
Like right out of central casting of like the evil bus driver. I was like, what's the deal? They refused to pick me and my sisters up once. They drove right by us because they drove by. Wanted to condense. Running? They wanted to condense the bus stops, and they wanted us to walk all the way to the end. And I was like, what the fuck does it matter? Yeah. Just stop one more time.
No, we have a very nice bus driver. He's a neighbor, which is excellent. He's a retired police officer as well, which is even better because we're like, these kids are safe.
I always wonder who can be a bus driver because it's not like a full-time job. They don't pay you 9 to 5.
Nah.
Right? Because you're just like in the morning and the afternoon, and then you got the whole day to do whatever.
Right, and sometimes you have the field trips, I think.
Well, sure. So then it's like even more inconvenient. You can't have any sort of like regularly scheduled life.
We have a regional bus service, so I'm assuming that they probably do charter or contract some of them to do extra things, but we like our bus driver. He's a great guy.
That's good. That's important.
He's a great guy. Very personable. Always good for a laugh. A lot of fun.
Great. Got to keep those kids safe. It's very important.
You do. Back to the hooks.
Back to the hooks. All right, here we go. Hasbro is soaring over California with its Comic-Con exclusive Savage Land 3-pack. And finally,
only 4 this week. That's wild.
I know. I wrote them in the last 20 minutes.
It's okay. I tried. I was like, what can I do here?
It was tough this week.
All right, here we go. Final one. NECA's Surf Ninjas won't be the only ones shredding in San Diego next month. That was terrible.
No, it's fine. Let's move on.
Okay.
No, you do it again. Go for it again.
See, you have the benefit. Yours are up. Mine are down. So I'm always like,
I'll get you a teleprompter.
No, I need the new
300
setup.
episodes. I'm gonna send you.
No, I'll take care of it. It'll be taken care of. NECA's Surf Ninjas won't be the only ones shredding in San Diego next month.
Oh, was that it?
I thought that was much better.
There's usually like a second beat to that, but no, that's right.
It was one
That's
sentence.
a good hook too. That's a good hook too, because people are going to be like, NECA's doing Surf Ninjas? Wow!
Oh, sure.
We are watching, or we just finished the first 3 Ninjas. We watched the first 3 Ninjas, and it is something. It is a product of its time. But we all enjoyed
3 Ninjas. Is that the one with the kids and their ninjas?
Don't pretend like you don't know what 3 Ninjas is. You watch 3 Ninjas.
Is
Did
that
you
the one
not
with the
watch
kids?
3 Ninjas?
Is that the one with the kids?
3 kids.
They go with their uncle.
And their uncle is like Mr. Miyagi. He's not.
Yeah.
But he's like, like the Wish version of Mr.
Right.
Miyagi. No disrespect. I'm sure that's man's like a legend. But I would look at him and I was like, you're like, clearly they're going for something here, but it's not the actual guy.
I remember really liking Three Ninjas and being like, I want to be a ninja, and being on the playground.
Yeah.
And then
It made
never
being a ninja
materialized.
seem like really fun.
Yeah.
Did it come out before Power Rangers? I feel like it.
I think it did. I think it did.
Yeah.
But not by much.
We were
not by
primed.
much.
Right. That was like the universe was telling all these children, like, be ninjas.
Be ninjas.
But like being a ninja is not a viable career path.
Go
They don't
karate
really
chop a
even
mailbox.
exist. But they also worked in like Home Alone pranks and like, really
sure.
like, not witty, but like witty comments, and like they tried to have all these catchphrases, and there was like the littlest kid, and they would always like zoom in on him, and he'd be like eating or something. NECA or Super 7, they need to do Three Ninjas, because then isn't Hulk Hogan in one of them? There's like Three Ninjas Kick Back, and then there's Three Ninjas like something Mountain.
Yes.
Yeah, I feel
Wasn't
like
one of
Hulk
them rated
Hogan-
like PG-13 eventually?
Oh my god.
Yeah, I think that was the case.
I'm looking. Here we go. Three Ninjas Kick Back was 94. Three Ninjas Knuckle Up. Oh, and then it turned into Surf Ninjas. What?
Oh,
I thought Surf
what?
Ninjas was its own thing. Surf Ninjas was a sequel to Three Ninjas? No, maybe. This one has Leslie Nielsen in it. What is happening?
Isn't he the bad guy in Three Surf Ninjas?
He does. He's drowning on the cover, the poster. So, and there's
Isn't that-
little
doesn't he-
does
Doesn't he
Here it is.
drown in
Three
that
Ninjas
Creepshow?
High Moon at Mega Mountain, and that has Hulk Hogan on the.
That has
the
Hulk
posters.
Hogan.
also roller
Doesn't one of the Surf Ninjas have Kino from?
Yes. Yes.
Okay.
He is in this picture here.
He's one of the Surf Ninjas.
And also one of the Three Ninjas played the child. This is small child version of the Red Power Ranger when they got de-aged because the
Oh.
actors didn't want to work anymore, or they were shooting the movie. I forget. Some stupid.
We've
reason.
been watching the Honey I Shrunk the movies
The Kids. Those are great.
in
At
the
least
house.
first
Yeah,
one
the
is.
Kids, and then the Blew Up, which has Kerry Russell in it as the babysitter.
Carrie Russell does not get the respect for the career she's had. The Americans, Felicity, obviously,
Yeah.
Star Wars,
Couple
whatever
Mission
stupid
Impossible.
character she played. She was in Mission Impossible.
I think she was in Mission Impossible 3.
Oh my god, I haven't seen any of those.
You're not missing much. They have their fan base, but
Yeah, well, people like Tom Cruise.
I liked Mission Impossible 2, but then I learned that everybody doesn't like Mission Impossible 2, so I was like, well, if I'm the wrong one in this
can't like it. You're the
this
outlier.
community, no thank you.
You can't be different. It's not. It wasn't okay to be different back then. Now it would be fine.
It's a great movie. I loved it.
Someday I'll see those. It's not at the top of my list. That's fine.
No, it's fine.
Maybe when something happens to Tom Cruise, like if he gets outed from Scientology, I'll be like, let me check those out now. Let's see what that's all about. Anyway, let's talk about some toys. All right, enough of this. We've already half hours gone by.
The
We've talked
full
about nothing.
first half.
We've
of this
covered
show.
no. This is our new format. Maybe we get one toy mentioned in the first half.
Yeah.
The rest of it is just chit chat, which I think is what the people want. People just want to hear us talk. They don't care what we talk
Right,
about.
they don't come here. They come here for our toy opinion, not the toy news.
That's right.
Yes.
You can go on the internet and read toy news, but you want to hear people.
Right.
You don't want to hear people talking about toy news. You want to hear people talking about toy opinions. That's right. That's a shirt. Put that on there. So I don't know if this is the biggest news. This is the most hilarious news of the week. NECA last week they announced their Ninja Turtles 4-pack where the turtles are at the beach with surfboards and that wave, and it was Leonardo wearing the top hat, not Donatello. People corrected me on that, but his glasses were purple, and I think the surfboards were purple, so I could not see through that.
Okay.
This week, in keeping with that surfing trend, they announced they are doing Chucky from Child's Play on the beach. He gets his own surfboard. He gets a little mini wave. Does he come in a box like like you buy him in a box? He's got suntan oil. His floaties.
He's got shorts, right?
He's got shorts, but still wearing that long sleeve. He doesn't have the dungarees on though. The overalls. He's got sandals. He's got the Hang 10 hands.
He's got his
glasses,
own wave.
A little baby wave. Look at this.
He looks so fun. He looks happy.
What are we doing here? Why would you buy this other than it exists? There's nobody that was like, you know what I need? I need Chucky on a fucking surfboard, hanging 10, shredding the waves.
Chucky people would argue that they do need that. I mean, that's right. That's right up to the
Chucky people. Who are these?
I'm
Chucky
a Chucky
people?
person. He's my favorite slasher.
Do you have
By
lots
far.
of Chucky toys? Aren't you pretty
I
satisfied
do.
with what you have?
No, I
You
mean,
need Chucky
I'm
in a new
not
hat?
getting this. I'm not getting
Okay.
this.
Well, that's what I'm saying. You're saying you're a Chucky guy and you're not getting it. Who is buying this? Other than like compulsive completists.
I would assume it's probably that. I mean, this
That's
falls
it.
right into the territory of a perfect summer exclusive. You don't really need it.
I've heard a few people say that and like trying to rationalize like the turtle set. Someone was like, this is the perfect exclusive because you don't really need it.
No.
Why are companies making toys that we don't need? Maybe that's the problem, that these companies are making toys that people are like, I don't need that. Like, stop making those toys then. You don't have to make everything. I don't think there's anything in their contract with Chucky that's like, we need an exclusive. It needs to be at San Diego Comic-Con.
I thought there'd be more buzz around those Ghostbusters Ecto-Glow figures,
I
and
will
people
say-
were generally like, "Oh, these are crap. Who
I
would
don't
want a
think
glow-in-the-dark
people-
Ecto-1?" And I was like, hi, over here in the corner, me."
Okay, you know what? We're
Whoa! Oh my
I
God!
just malfunctions.
Paul just had a
Need to
brain
reset.
aneurysm. Jesus.
I almost want to save this for let's put a pin in the Ghostbuster talk because I do want to
That's
get
fine.
more into that because we covered it last week with Ghostbusters Day, but there was a lot. So I feel like I want to dig into that more. So let's finish up with Chucky. He's going to be con exclusive. This is actually based on an unreleased promotional poster for Child's Play. They were going to have him surfing. They had like Chucky doing all like whatever was hot at the time. When did that movie come out?
Oh, 90, 91, 90, no, 90?
Yeah. All right. So
No.
they probably had posters
it's
of
90,
him like
91, 92. I don't know.
They had
Child's Play
posters of
3.
him-
We're talking Child's Play 3 here.
Oh, this is for the third one?
This was for the third movie.
All right. I was going to say, I probably had him rollerblading, voting for Clinton,
Well,
all those things.
the poster just reminded me of those, because NECA was doing the Gremlins posters for a while, too.
Oh, that's true. Yeah, they did.
And they had like
Christmas,
the Gremlin at school and the Gremlin at Christmas,
that's
and I think
right.
the baseball Gremlin.
Yeah. Oh my God, that's right. Those are stupid too. NECA's stupid. That's why all their product gets shipped back to their fulfillment center, and they have to do those mystery boxes. This is definitely showing up in a mystery box in the future. They're gonna do a whole San Diego Comic-Con 2025 mystery box, and you're getting Chucky. All right, you know what? We're gonna take a break. We're gonna come back. We're gonna talk about Ghostbusters plus every other thing that happened this week. So don't go anywhere. So last week was Ghostbusters Day. And we talked about it, and before the break you were talking about how you thought it should be a bigger deal that Hasbro announced via this very subtle tease that they're going to produce a previously unreleased Ghostbusters vehicle. So this is something that was shown in advertisements but never made it into production. And there's like less than 10 like prototypes in existence or something crazy like that. This should be a big deal. Like when else has a company done this? Can you think of another example of a company going back into the archives from 30 plus years ago and not even remaking, just making something that should have been out but never came out? Is there another example of this?
Off the top of my head, I can't think of anything.
Right.
Like, this is unprecedented.
Unprecedented. Now, nobody really seems to give a shit.
No.
And not see, and maybe this is the problem with Ghostbusters in general, where it doesn't have the same cachet that like Marvel Legends has. It's just sort of like it has its fans, but like we see how Ghostbusters does at retail. Not well. It ends up at Ollie's.
Here's how I feel.
Sure.
Real quick. So I feel like the Ghostbusters toy collector is the weak link for the fandom, but the Ghostbusters cosplayer,
yes,
is the bread and butter. These are the people that start the franchises and get excited over the props and doing good and all that stuff. It's not the guy with the Ectoglow figure. I got the Ectoglow figure.
Yeah.
Now, if they did a glow-in-the-dark proton pack, people would probably be like, well, sign me up. But
it's like the guy who made the real Ghostbusters proton pack and then made it Ectoglow and has the whole Peter.
Right, well, he had the full-on outfit with the mask, the Peter Venkman mask, and everyone was like, that's amazing.
I think that.
But I think there's two different camps to Ghostbusters, and I think predominantly the people that, like, if they came out and they were like, well, we want a Geiger-meter, and Hasbro was like, well, here's a Geiger-meter, or here's a sniffer, or anything like that, they'd be like, sign me up. One more thing for my props.
That's right. Yeah, I think you nailed it. The toy collector, the action figure collector, we are a smaller piece of the pie in terms of Ghostbusters fandom. So, like, you know, the fact that we're getting anything, thank you, Hasbro. So we, as Ghostbuster toy fans, probably need to do a better job promoting this. I don't know that there's a lot of other Ghostbuster, you know, centric podcasts out there. So let's take the lead on this. Let's make a big deal about this. Every week until this happens in 2026, we're going to talk about the mystery item, which, you know, going by this graphic
silhouette,
sure, the reverse silhouette. You got Lewis, which you need, and then you got the unreleased, what's it called, Ghost Copter? What was it called?
I think it's the Glow Copter.
The Glow Copter. So specifically for Ectoglow, because Ectoglow was the final Kenner Real Ghostbusters line, so everything was going to relate to that. So you also mentioned that this year, along with the 4-pack of Ectoglow Ghostbusters, they're releasing an Ecto-1 themed in Ectoglow. Presumably, judging from the box art, the whole goddamn thing is gonna glow.
That's fantastic.
You love it, right?
I love glow in the dark.
You do. This is your perfect
like it's my favorite
combination
toy
of
feature
things.
Is glow in the dark.
Right. Yeah. So we were, before we knew any of this, we were thinking about what Hasbro could do before they announced their latest HasLab, the Ecto-1, which funded. We were trying to guess like what they could do, and we said Ectoglow 4-pack, but also, or 5-pack, but also do the Firehouse in Ectoglow. So we shot a little too high. We should have went with the Ecto-1 because that's what they're actually doing. And then they're also doing Green Ghost Slimer and Stay Puft in, you know, the Ectoglow line. They're calling it the Capsule Collection. So it's like this is just a little like subline within like everything is Ectoglow, which is okay, that's fine, that's branding, whatever. But I'm excited to see these figures made in glow-in-the-dark plastic. I think that's a really fun way to get these molds out there again.
It is. And certainly makes it easy to find the figures at night. I mean,
there you go. If you break into Ollie's, you can find them.
Where are they?
Do you have your all your glow-in-the-dark figures like somewhere, and you turn off the lights and you just stop for a second and admire them?
I need to.
Yeah. I think that would be fun. I have something that glows in the dark in my closet. It might be like the packaging for one of the Ghostbusters sets that glows.
And I think here's a nice tie-in for you, Paul. I think Star Wars has finally.
Segue?
I think we're coming into their almost their first, because as I'm mentioning it, I'm looking over and I'm seeing an actual glow-in-the-dark figure. But Hasbro...
Who's that?
It was one of... And I don't know if it counts, because it is a Walt Disney World Park exclusive.
Well, it's on Hasbro.
Halloween
then.
droid.
No,
No, it's not. No. It kind of
So
is
you-
and kind of isn't, because they
Well, it's not
share the
Hasbro.
molds.
Hasbro didn't make it. It's Star Wars.
Fair
It's
enough.
Star
All
Wars
right.
toy.
Very
Yeah.
good.
So this may be the first. All right, I'm going to do a hook on the spot. Ready?
Ready.
Hasbro's releasing their first glow-in-the-dark Star Wars toy. Something. Wow. All right. So this is what it is. Did we do? Oh, we did do a hook for the Halloween
We did.
stuff. So this all started back in 2020. Hasbro did the Christmas Star Wars, where it's like stormtroopers or clone troopers mostly, like
Yes.
as Nutcracker,
Jawas and Ewok,
whatever.
Wookiee, they've all shown
The
up. I think
Wookiee,
they've done
yeah.
three. They've done three waves, and they've all been solid. I love them because they're just totally wacky and different.
And then they started doing Halloween, and I
did.
really liked the clone trooper with the green skeleton painted on the front of
Yes.
him. I wish that glowed in the dark. That was a missed
Does not.
opportunity. Maybe
It was.
Huh?
It was. No, it was.
It was a missed opportunity, yeah. But maybe
was.
now that they see that they can do glow in the dark, they'll go back to that. So this year, Halloween again. Did they do another Halloween in between this, or was this the second one?
The only other thing they did was that 2-pack with Cad
That's
Bane
right.
and
That's
the Grand Inquisitor,
Which
didn't
to
do
pretty
well.
deep
And
right.
as of last week, you could get it for $20, but now it's up to
Mm-hmm.
$45 again. So it's like, oh, too
Whoa.
bad. You can't get it cheap.
Tis the season. Tariffs on things that were already over here. That doesn't make any sense. So anyways, they had this fan stream, and they announced three new figures. And you mentioned the glow-in-the-dark one. So this is the Royal Guard body, and they painted something on his face, but he just glows in the dark. So he's just like a ghost. He's just a ghost.
Spooky ghost with
He's a
with a
spooky
cane.
ghost. Now, I think this is stupid. I don't like this one at all. How do you feel about this one?
I love this one because it's so stupid.
Okay, because it glows in the dark. Okay.
The
So
one
you
I
feel
don't
like-
like. I'll tell you which one I don't like. You'll be surprised.
We'll get there. No, we'll get there.
I know.
I want to finish up on this guy. All right. And he comes with a little somebody. Who's this little green cat?
Yeah, it's like some
bird?
kind of little creature from one of the...
What is this creature, like, originally?
They all have like little pack-ins. I don't know if this was from one of the video games or what.
Oh, okay. All right. Well,
it's-
he has to be an existing mold, because that's the deal
Yeah.
with these. It's all
He's a little
reused
creature friend.
molds. He's a little something. All right. So I think this one sucks. You like him because he's stupid. That's fine.
Yes.
Next, we'll save that one for the last. Next one, Stormtrooper. Now this one's confusing to me because he's obviously supposed to be a mummy because of the soft goods wrap, but he's green underneath, which to me does not say mummy. This says Frankenstein. Frankenstein's monster.
Okay.
But he's obviously a mummy. But I never
He's
think of
obvious-
mummies being green underneath.
Really? Okay.
He should just be white. Do mummies have a color? Like they're just dead bodies under there, which I guess could
feel
be
like
green at some
yeah,
point.
well, I think the Cad Bane was the Frankenstein monster.
Oh, I see. They
2-pack.
can't double up on their monster.
And he wasn't like I don't think that was a great representation of the Frankenstein. But this is utilizing, if you look closely at the figure, this one looks like it's utilizing the Admiral Thrawn stormtroopers, because you can see like the bandage wrap on the pauldron.
The Death Trooper.
So from like Ahsoka,
Whatever they called it. Oh, okay. But still a good mold, right? See, this looks like Frankenstein too. You can't tell me this doesn't say Frankenstein to you with the walking like that.
No, fair enough. Well, how does a mummy walk?
He walks. He like shuffles. He doesn't put his legs straight out like that. Haven't you seen The
Okay.
Mummy or ridden the roller coaster? So this one's fine. Again, I feel
action
like it could be
staff.
better. The staff is. Where did the staff come from?
That's a good question. I don't know where that staff is
This
from.
came from
something.
Indiana Jones. I bet this came from Indiana Jones. Why is there some pink here? Why is there some pink accents? And why are his eyes yellow? I have too many questions. I also don't think the soft goods is really working for me here. I don't
A lot
like
of
them.
soft goods on this wave. A lot.
A lot of soft goods. That's how you do a figure without making a new mold. Just throw some fucking clothes on them. All right.
Yeah.
Third release. I feel like this was the one. This is the reason they did this wave, because they could do this character. This is the Asajj Ventress mold, but she's green and she has a soft goods broom and a floppy witch hat, and she is a witch. A la Wicked, which also comes out in November.
Yeah.
So,
and she also comes with like the same little critter,
but he's black.
But he's black with
like a black cat.
This one is my least favorite one because this doesn't look
terrible.
Star Warsy to me. This is
the
like maybe that
one.
Does, but I hadn't seen this picture prior to this.
That's the thing.
I've only
this
seen
looks
her
like
with the
Star
hat.
Wars. It just looks like green Asajj Ventress, but then this is her as a witch. I don't know.
Right,
but
I'm
this
not
line
seeing
is so. See, for whatever reason, I accept the Christmas line. I think the Christmas line is fun. I feel like the Halloween line is not clicking. If you did every character a black stormtrooper with a skeleton on it, fine. I would be. It's like McNugget, the McNugget buddies version of Halloween or whatever. That would be fine. I don't like this at all. I don't like this one bit. The stupid broom. Why is this like something specific to Star Wars? Why does the broom look like this? This is not what brooms look like.
No one would mistake this if you had just a friend come over who had no idea what Star Wars was, maybe just a vague understanding, and was like, hey, yeah, Joey's into Star Wars, and then you show off your witch, Asajj Ventress, they'd be like, hey, nice witch. And that's all they'd say. Yeah. They wouldn't say, oh, that's a Star Wars toy.
Well, she's got lightsabers. Which doesn't make it any. You can't. It's like two things. It's either a Star Wars character or it's a witch. It's not both. It doesn't work. It doesn't work. Also, I got to see this hat in person because I feel like it's going to be the worst. It's going to be. I don't have it anymore, but it's going to be worse than that soft goods Triple H I showed off. That's how bad that's going to be. Remember how bad that was? This is equally. It's too small. You can't do it unless you're Mezco. So I think these are dumb. But you like two of them at least. The Death Trooper's fine. This is an Amazon one. This one's Walmart. You're never gonna see.
I wish it was more Christmas. I gave you a mission. You've got to find that Nutcracker.
I did see one.
For me.
It was like randomly. Yeah.
He's the only one I'm missing. My Ollies didn't get them, and I wasn't willing to pay the price on Hasbro Pulse for it at the time.
Sure. You never are. No one's.
But I have all the other ones, and I love. There was one from this previous wave. It was the Snow Trooper, but he was a snowman.
Oh, that's cute.
Chef's kiss. It was fantastic. Fantastic.
Do you think they could just keep going for forever? It's not like with the Halloween ones where they're doing like one type of monster per character.
Yeah, no,
they just keep making them whatever.
These Christmas Black Series are my target birds, pretty much.
That's true. That makes
sense. I look forward to these.
Have they done one where the character is like a literal Christmas tree? Like maybe a Wookiee or something where he's green with ornaments. I think that would be fun.
And they did a Wookiee that was all white that was kind of like the Bumble. Yeah. It's kind of like what will they come up with and like how will they like cross into. So they had like a clone trooper that was a gingerbread man, which was okay, but the best ones that they're doing, because then they've kind of gone into like they haven't done a Darth Vader, which is surprising to me.
They try to keep away from like the real characters.
The main characters, right. Well, I have that like Infinity's Darth Vader, the all-white good Darth Vader. And Darth Vader, he does the trick.
He does a trick, yeah. He's a good stand-in. I would just like to see Luke with a Christmas hat. Like, I know they don't have Christmas in Star Wars, but I would just like to see it. Like when they did the Ghostbuster 4-pack with the hats, I'd just like to see that. They have Life Day, sure. Life Day. But they didn't have fun hat. They didn't have fun Life Day hats.
Fun Hat Day. That's what's going to come next is Fun Hat Day.
Just give us these characters with new hats. That's all we want. Malibu Stacy with a new hat. The other thing that Hasbro showed during their live stream that people are simultaneously super excited for and super pissed about is this San Diego Comic-Con 2-pack Black Series Obi-Wan and Anakin Mustafar final battle, and you get the lava and this like the most contrived like fight sequence, like scenario. Like what are these things they're fighting on?
Floating platforms.
But why do they exist? They just exist so they can fight on them.
They did, well, I think they had something to do with the lava fields on Mustafar. I don't know.
I just feel like this. I couldn't wrap my head around it. I was like, what are they doing? And he's
They
standing
really
on a droid at one point.
Yeah, there's a collection droid. I don't know. They are harvesting minerals. It's all about harvesting minerals.
You know, somewhat. I think it was on. I've started listening to Toy Anxiety from the beginning. It's very fun. They mentioned how Luke's his family's job is moisture farming, and like no one ever like made the connection where like that could be like a dirty thing. It's like there's Luke out going to the club. He's out moisture farming again.
Oh,
you get it? Is that too?
Not really.
Too blue? Okay. You see, when a woman becomes excited.
Oh, I mean, I guess I'm still not connecting the dots.
I'll draw you a photo later.
I get it. I just don't think. I just don't think that
he's farming moisture. That's for sure.
Yeah, but he lives on a desert planet.
Sure.
So there's that. Once you know that, the moisture, you understand where the moisture's coming from.
I'm just saying that maybe instead of trying to get it out of the earth, he could just bring in some ladies. And
I'd be more upset with Luke and the those whatever the hell those things were that he was milking. That's what got you going. There's your moisture farmer right there.
Well, there you go. I hope they gave consent. That did not seem like a consensual relationship.
No,
the old man
it's
Luke
like,
and those cow
they're just
critters.
there, and he's like, "Hey, get out of here!"
There's so many weird situations on that planet because you had the
little
nun aliens,
frog women. Yeah.
What was that? What were? I guess they were because that was like a Jedi place. The Porgs were weird. Well, the Porgs just exist because they couldn't get rid of the actual birds, so they're like, just make them aliens. Okay, that's fine. That was a good workaround. Hasbro with those sequel trilogies, they kept thinking every new character was gonna be like the next Baby Yoda. They're like, oh shit, people love BB-8. They're gonna love this other droid that JJ is gonna voice, and like, oh, they're gonna love Porgs.
All of those came out before Baby Yoda.
Well, I'm just using Baby Yoda as an example. Not that he came out first. I'm just saying they thought it was going to be the next best thing. The next big thing.
No, I get it. You had the Porgs, then you had the little mechanic man, which everyone does like the little mechanic.
Oh, what's his name? Bictu Thick? Frick?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like Bictu McPick.
Nick Frickety Dick?
Yeah.
I like them. I liked him. I liked his
Babu
whole
Frick.
group.
That's what it was. Babu Frick.
Sorry, we got your ridiculous fake name wrong.
Fudge.
He was on Mando, like his whole crew, right? Like they were helping Baby Yoda or something. Yeah.
Right. They had like a tiny dwelling. They had to like do like a little sight gag where you're like, well, where are they? Oh, well, they're down there. Oh.
Babu Frick is essentially the Doozers from Fraggle Rock. That's really what they are. Yeah. That's why I liked them anyways. They need to paint one of those green and sell it as a Fraggle.
Well, what's the price? Because I was
$1 million
crazy over the price of all of this stuff.
It's a lot.
I don't have it there. It's not like $100
at least. It's a lot.
And these figures aren't new figures. These are previously released figures.
They're new-ish though, aren't the heads new? Doesn't it come with a couple heads?
They've done a couple different heads. I mean, what they really should have done is, remember Target had the lava reflection?
Oh, yeah.
Exclusives, and they were just, like, all washed in orange and red.
Yeah.
I don't have
Hasbro loved to repaint stuff, like that credit collection.
Oh, wait, I do. It's right there. If only I could use the Force, reach into the 2 feet.
It was the Force, Luke. What? Use the fork.
Hold on. Here I go.
You getting it?
This is live.
What's happening? What's
well,
going on over there? Don't hit anything.
I made the choice. Here, full disclosure, I made the choice to sit on my other leg.
I swear to God, if you knock the
right before the show. Stuff's falling. There he is.
There it is. Hey, that was worth it.
Lava reflection.
Why is it in like a special case?
These came in a special case from Target. That was the best part.
Was that a midnight release or like something that has like special event vibes?
No, it was not a special. I mean, it was a special release, but not a midnight release or anything like that. This was like one of those ask the person in the back room.
Okay.
Which I was quite capable of doing back in like 2005. Flash forward 20 years, not so much. If you don't have it on the shelf, forget about it. I'm not like Laura Legends here looking for the Spinosaurus up in Canada.
She's back to making videos. Good for her.
She is. Yeah, good for her.
She was gone for a while.
She went to a very interesting Walmart. It had it was a 2-story Walmart that had the escalator.
A Walmart that's 2 stories?
Yeah, like the Target that was close by us.
Sure.
But she kept calling a carriage a buggy, which was funny. And I was like, a buggy.
That's one of those I can't get behind. That's very, like, that really stands out. But I call a water fountain a bubbler. And my child was like, bubbles? There's bubbles? I was like, no. There's no bubbles. Right? It's where the water comes out. He's like, oh, water fountain? I was like, yeah, whatever.
I should ask my kids what it is.
You should. They would probably know.
Like, what is
I don't think that would. I think that's more of a regional. It's not like a time thing. Like people stop calling it. I don't think
they'd call it a bubbler. I don't think they would.
Well, you need to set them straight.
Right. Like,
we got 5. Let's see how many things we can get in 5 minutes. They also had Darth Vader's TIE Fighter.
Also very expensive.
Very expensive. They had Snowtrooper 4-pack for vintage.
Exciting.
Oh my god, there's too much. Okay, I'm freaking out. Here we go. Okay, Marvel Legends. They announced a San Diego Comic-Con 3-pack. This is another. Basically, everything is the Gamerverse right now. This Gamerverse has saved Marvel Legends because like all the cool designs are coming out of that. So this is from that Snap game, which is just an app game, right?
Oh, okay. Oh, I didn't know. I thought it was the comic series, the Snap. I didn't realize it was Gamerverse.
No, it says Gamerverse, yeah.
It does.
I don't know.
Yeah, okay.
It doesn't have to be. This is just how it's branded, but whatever. Yeah. You get Soren, and you get Shana, and Rogue wearing very little. They're wearing very little. It's the jungle. Mm-hmm. You're hot. This is a very fun set. People were very horned up over it, as you would imagine.
Not me. I don't simp over this stuff, but okay.
I did some fun AI with her, so I gotta show her a little respect. I don't know if I love this Rogue face. It's a little. I don't know if the eyes. I think they set her makeup gun to whore. It's just a little too much, I think.
Oh my!
She doesn't need all that. She doesn't need all that.
Set to whore. That's my Marge.
Sometimes I'll say that.
It probably sounds a little better than the current Marge.
Oh, poor Kurt Marge. This is where we need AI. Why are they using AI to fix these voices? You know you can do it. You got Darth Vader using AI to talk in Fortnite. You can't figure out something for these people. So that's coming. That'll be probably the hottest thing at Comic-Con. I don't think we'll see that pop up at Ross. But what we will see at Ross and nowhere else is a exclusive from Todd McFarlane, announced first on the Todd McFarlane Toys show, which, what? He has a talk show, but he's not even on it? What is this? Where is this set? This looked like it was a hotel lobby. It had some weird lighting up here. Is this guy dressed?
Office next to his office.
It probably isn't.
Looks like
McFarlane
he's either dressed up like Jeff Bezos or Lex Luthor.
Well, that's what I was wondering. Is he in character here, or is this just how he happens to look? I don't know the answer because I didn't watch it. The only thing I saw from this that everyone was posting is that Ross is getting this exclusive blister version of the figure that is, I guess, the same figure that's being released in the box. And the box version is a lot, so I don't know how much the Ross version is going to be.
That's wild.
Less.
Hopefully. That's just like an open door for Ross to be like, wait a minute, we could be charging more for our toys.
Yeah, it's really I don't think it's like a good thing, honestly. Like,
no,
because we like Ross because it means if you see something at Ross, it's probably gonna be pretty cheap.
Yes.
But now if Ross has like exclusives, first run. Like, you can only get it there. Like you said, they can charge more, and people will have to pay it. It's like, wait, if something doesn't sell at Ross, where does it go? The trash, right? There's nothing below Ross. Like,
no, there's that.
Ollie's is the same
whatever
level as
that bin
Ross.
store that you like to go to.
That's true.
Next.
The Amazon returns store.
Yeah,
with the bins.
whatever.
That's where
whatever
it goes.
that
Yeah.
store is. Yeah.
You pay. It's a flat rate per day. So like if you get to Wednesday, everything's like $2. So
Right.
good luck getting anything then. So this is noteworthy. We'll see how this plays out. I wonder how many each store will get, because usually Ross doesn't get like the full set, or they don't get like many of each toy. They get like one or two.
Somebody builds a box. It's like Ross is like,
right.
They get a curated box from their warehouse. Someone is selecting these things to throw in there.
Yeah.
They
And
should
that's why
literally come with a prepared by card.
Oh, that would be cute. Yeah.
Wouldn't that be nice?
Your store's selection was curated by Jeff. Like, oh, Jeff really knows me. That's why some Ross locations are better, and some you don't even have to bother with because they don't get anything, because they know
They don't have a
people
Jeff.
in that area they don't have a Jeff. They're not going to buy toys at this one. They just want the shoes and the ladies' dresses.
Yeah.
But I have a good Ross, but someone on the Facebook for like the Orlando toy collectors, he'll always post photos of what they have. And it's like, on the one hand, that's nice to know. But on the other hand, it's probably not going to be there. If it's something good, it's going to be gone because someone else will see it. So I'm like, please stop. Like, just let it be.
You're not helping
I just want
me.
to be. You're not helping me. I don't know who you're helping. Whoever is the closest, that's who you're helping.
Right.
So this is something I need to learn more about the McFarlane Toys show. I wonder if we can get them
It's
to
new
be on
this
our
week.
show.
I don't think
This
it's
is episode
something-
5.
Is it? Oh my god!
What happened on the other 4 episodes?
They got more episodes
this where
than we do.
Is
I
this
know,
where
math.
they showed off those Mortal Kombat figures that we were seeing last week? Maybe
I don't know.
Maybe that's what's happening. Funko Pops, sometimes they're notable. This is an interesting one to me. I always loved The Land Before Time. Did you like The Land
Yeah.
Before Time?
I did.
Everybody
It was
loved
like Dinosaur
dinosaurs.
Bambi. It was great. That was it.
Dinosaur Bambi, love it.
Yeah.
Had a happy ending. They made lots of sequels. I don't know that I saw any of them. I just
you know,
like the
and
original.
that's the thing to me, because I was like at the end of like, we had Land Before Time 5, and at that point I was like, why don't they just make the damn thing into a TV show?
Oh, that's a good idea. It should.
Why didn't they do it? Because it was like, okay, you get through 3, and then why don't you just make a TV show after that?
That's not what they did back then. They didn't just make TV shows. Everything was a made-for-TV movie, or straight to DVD.
This is the other.
VHS.
This is the other dinosaur property that I feel like would excel at this point. You get Jurassic Park, and you got the Land Before Time.
Would you like to see a live-action Land Before Time, or would that be too sad? Is that just the dinosaur or whatever, the good dinosaur? Well, that wasn't really live action. I guess none of it would be real live action because you wouldn't have humans
every
in it.
single time my kid wanted to put that movie on, I'd be like, fine.
The Good Dinosaur?
Yeah, The Good Dinosaur.
Yeah, we haven't watched that in a while. I wonder. It never comes. Yeah, I don't know now.
Pixar to me.
hard
Oh
to
my
do
god, we could talk hours about how Pixar's return is kind of just like, I've got no interest in it anymore.
Everything Disney's doing right now is bad. Other than I did like Lilo and Stitch. Did you see it?
No, I didn't. The next
I
one I'll
liked
see.
it.
The next movie I'm going to see is I want to see that 28 Years Later.
You do. You want to see that?
I want to see
You know
that.
what? You know Killian's not in the first one, right? He's gonna.
No,
be
I
in
know
the
he's
next
not.
two.
That's not a deal breaker for me. It's
All
okay.
right. I don't remember how the last one ended.
Happily, they were like,
Oh,
they
good.
built a giant like help sign at the end, and there was like
Mm-hmm.
a slow motion fade to light, and everything was good. And then they had 28 weeks later, and all went back to pot.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Is that the last one? Like, how did that one end?
That one ended
so much
like
later.
Right, but that one, I think that one's not even being included. They've retconned that one.
I hate when that happens.
So
That's not fair.
This movie's just a continuation of the first movie, not the second movie.
Well, who else did that recently? They didn't consider that one of the sequels canon. I don't know. Someone will tell
They
us.
do that like a lot with the Terminator movies. They do that.
Well, sure. That's a whole mess.
Dark Fate.
That's a
they
whole
brought.
mess.
Yeah.
There was really one that was. I mean, definitely like the Jason movies. They did that. Like the most recent one, pretended like a bunch of them didn't exist. What's the thing I sent you this week?
Jason Bourne or
no, the Jason like was it Friday
Jason
the 13th?
Voorhees? Which was the last
Jason
movie?
Or Halloween? Is that what I'm talking about?
Halloween. Yeah, you're talking Halloween. We're not talking.
Who's in Halloween?
Michael Myers.
Michael Myers, right? Those are the ones where like
Yes.
they keep changing things.
Yes.
I sent you that picture this week for the Jason universe, and they spelled universe
Yeah, the
with a
Jason
13.
universe. Right.
What are you doing there? You don't need to be so cute. That's ridiculous. Words don't need to be numbers, okay? They don't need to be there. We get it. We don't need it. Let's finish up. Land Before Time. Now, I don't like these. And part of the reason I don't like them is because somebody made some customs back in the day, digital customs, and I think these are much better. Because, first of all, they made them to scale. So you have Ducky and you have Petrie, and they're very tiny. They're like mini pops. They would be mini pops.
Okay.
And then they made Sarah sort of a neutral happy. But Funko decided that Sarah needs to be pissed the fuck off. Look at those eyes. It does not help that they're black, but she looks like the devil.
Right. She's very angry.
I found a photo of her being mad, and sure enough, she's a little grumpy. But like, this
she's
does
grumpy
not
throughout
work.
the whole movie. She really is.
I know she is, but it doesn't as a
The
toy.
curmudgeon of the group.
And then look how big Ducky is compared to her. Like Ducky's so little itty bitty.
Right.
Nothing will ever top the Pizza Hut pop.
No,
puppets.
of course not.
So-
you got your Pizza Hut puppets. You don't need anything else.
You don't need these.
No.
I will not be getting these. I do not think these are good. But at least they exist. I don't know. Check that one off the list. Funko's running out of properties. Mezco showed off 112 Collective Batman from Batman, the animated series. And last check, it was still up for pre-order. Let me click and just see, 'cause sometimes that stuff sells out. You can still pre-order it, so that's not a good sign for them. This one's weird to me because it was going to be a challenge to get the proportions right because the animated series has, less so than the New Adventures, but still like thinner torso, like that like the Dorito shape, the superhero torso and everything. I'm not seeing it here. I don't feel like this is great. Somebody on Instagram makes custom, I think they're 12-inch, but they do custom animated Batman and Superman, and they're amazing. And I really feel like it's an unfair thing because they can kind of just do whatever. Like they don't have to work with existing tooling. But it's just not really, it's not connecting for me. It's just the silhouette's not there. And then this is what kills me. They released this promotional photo in the same grouping, and they've clearly edited the figure to look more like it should look, but that's not how the figure actually looks. Like they made him more Dorito shaped here. But that's not really what the thing. And then the cape doesn't look like that.
Sure.
The cape doesn't look like that. It can't. Maybe it has a wired cape, or a wire in there, but I don't think you can. And then he's got no mouth. There's just a lot of weird stuff going on with that photo.
A lot of digital smoothing.
Yeah, it's just not fair. It's like photo may not represent final product. Does it say that anywhere? I bet it does down here.
Probably.
So anyways, here's Joker, which is not being solicited. He's coming later, I guess. So I don't love this, but also my preferred animated Batman is the New Adventures Batman. So I don't have to worry about that. But I was a tad disappointed that they didn't make it work. But it was going to be an uphill battle either way. Spaceballs 2 is apparently happening, and maybe the biggest news related to this is that Rick Moranis is coming back. He's re-entering the world of acting to presumably he will be coming back to play Dark Helmet.
Yeah.
But he did not come back for Ghostbusters, so I feel like that just needs to be acknowledged.
He came back for a Mint Mobile commercial, and he's coming back for this.
Hey, he's got to eat. Man's got to eat. He has a very particular set of skills, which is acting. Yeah. And Ryan Reynolds probably, fellow Canadian, Ryan Reynolds, probably called him up and he's like, hey, Rick, why don't we meet at a Tim shit. What's it called? What's the restaurant up there? It was like a Tim Robbins. What's it called? Tim Hortons, right? We'll meet at Tim Hortons, play some hockey, and be in my Mint Mobile commercial. But no. So now he's going to come back for Spaceballs, which it's insane to me that this is happening. But also, Star Wars really needs to be taken down a peg. So I feel like this is a good thing. Like, there's so much potential for comedy. There's like too much. Like, make this a TV show.
It was a TV show.
Spaceballs?
An animated TV show.
Animated TV show, yeah. I don't know that I ever... Where did that air? Like HBO?
I don't know. I never watched it.
I
At least I think... No, you know what? I tried and it wasn't good. That's right. I tried and it wasn't great.
If it was good at all, I feel like it would be...
Yeah, no, it wasn't.
Well
wasn't
known,
anything,
I don't remember
anything
that at all.
exciting.
So we'll see. We'll see how that goes. It would be nice to have comedies in theaters again. I feel like we don't really get a lot of those and people don't really go to see them.
I really don't. What was the last comedy?
There was that one with
Sydney Sweeney. That's the last one I can think of.
What is that? She was in a comedy?
She was. With
There's that one with Tim Robinson or whatever and Ant-Man, and it was like
Friends or
weird.
whatever that was. Buddies?
Friends, something like that. No, I think
Sure.
Friends in low places or something like that. Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know if that did well. That's the thing. Comedies usually don't. They're not blockbusters usually, so it's like why try?
We're in blockbuster
So you and I
season again. We're coming up.
Oh my God! Jurassic Park, Fantastic Four. Holy shit!
How to Train Your Dragon. What else?
Yeah, I want to see that
what
in
else we
IMAX.
got?
There was at least one more. Superman. Save me, Superman. There was a clip this week, a new trailer, and there's a scene where he's fighting people in midair, and he punches the guy, and the guy his teeth shoot out, and they hit the camera. Did you see that?
I did.
And some people were like, "Oh, I feel so bad for the people that are excited for this movie." I was like, "You don't like fun. What's wrong with you? That's a fun thing.
Is just fun.
When you have things in movies interacting with the camera, that shows like you understand the medium. Like that's just fun."
This is fun.
I feel bad for you, sir. You don't like fun. Yeah, it's gonna be a big summer. You know what else is fun? This new Simpsons line from Jack Pacific. I really feel like they're making the most of this. Like we started the show talking about Super 7 and how they made the least. They made the least of it. But Super 7, or I should say Jack Pacific, really doing a lot. So the new thing they're doing is this is the Simpsons family car for the 2.5-inch line. It comes packed with the 5 family members, so you got to buy them again. But
you're
at least
not just
Homer
getting
and Bart,
one figure. You're not just getting one character packed in there like the houses. You're getting the full family.
You get the whole set. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I wonder what the price point will be on this. They've been pretty good about prices.
They have been, and I like that they have alternate heads, which is exciting.
2 of them do. Homer and Bart. Only Homer and Bart.
At least you don't think there's just a little bit different.
I don't.
Okay.
I'm looking at them right now.
This is what
I have the first set
with the
right
Bluey
here.
with the Bluey figures. Is they'll pack them in with like a sleepy face or like a super excited face or a glossed over eye face.
Which is really funny because like I don't think kids care at all about that.
Oh, kids don't give a damn.
Well, that's the funny thing. No. It's like, who are they doing that for?
Yeah.
So here's Marge. I think it's the same. If it's different, what's the point? And then Lisa, I think it's the same. And then Maggie,
I like
obviously.
this. I like this concept. I like having the idea of the car. The one thing I don't like about the car, and it's just a little nitpick, is the door hinge. I don't care for the door hinge
because it's huge.
It's gigantic, and it's an exterior door hinge as opposed to just like an interior door hinge, which I feel like, given the scale, it could be incorporated.
Yeah,
it's hard to look at.
I'm sure that's just what they had to do.
I'm sure.
The trunk opens. It's got some features in there, and the family fits inside it.
They all fit in there.
Look at that. Get her hair through there. Yeah, it's very fun. I appreciate them doing this kind of stuff. I wish it was available at Five Below. That's where I'm finding all of these.
Right.
And then the back of the box gives us the cross sell for the next set, which has Daredevil, Bart, Mr. Burns. Which bully is this?
Is that Kearney?
It's Kearney. One of the sisters. and then one of his coworkers,
Carl.
I forget their name.
Carl.
This is Carl. Okay. And then what is this? This is just the Krusty Burger, which we already know about. So yeah, I also like the background they gave the Simpsons, like it's parked out front. I think that's really fun.
Yeah.
It almost the way that the figures are in the box, it's like one of those, like you get it at BJ's and it's like an extra. It's like, whoa, bonus pack.
Yeah, of course.
It's like the car should be its own thing.
Maybe this is the wholesale club's version, and you're gonna get to Target, and it will just be the car, and you'll be like, "What the fuck?"
It'll
is
just be
this?
the car. Where's my alternate head?
The fuck is this piece of shit car?
Has the logo always been the couch, or am I just noticing that now? The logo.
I don't think
is
the
on
logo's
couch.
always been the couch. What the hell?
Yeah, I was like, what?
What?
But that is
Grandpa
very clearly
Simpson,
the
I'm
couch.
just stupid and not knowing that that's just the couch.
This whole time, it's been the couch.
It's been the couch the whole time.
See, that's good graphic design because it's so subtle that I didn't even notice it.
Holy
But
shit,
like,
it's in
I
my face here
connected
on this
with
Lenny
it.
one. It's on the couch.
It's the
Jesus.
couch. Holy shit! Give these people
the
a
couch.
raise. Also, look, they use the multi-language, the tri-language, but it's like very subtle. You know, one set, one juego, or whatever. One jus. You have one jus. The family sedan. This is the Coffret Berlin Family, the Set Day Sedan Familiar, or the Familien Wagon. Oh, I like the Familien Wagon. What language is that? German? Familien Wagon. Very nice.
Wagen.
Und Wagen. Nacelle
Wunderbar.
is a company. Wunderbar. Take away Maggie because we're not talking about Simpsons anymore. Nacelle is a company that I want to do well because I think that is it Brian or is he from Super 7? Are they
It is
both Brian?
They're all Brians.
They're both Brians. There's lots
Once
of
you
Brian.
once you hit it big in the independent toy scene, you become Brian.
You are upgraded to Brian. Yeah. So Nacelle's Brian. We like him. He came on our show once, and he just wants to. He's like the other Brian in that he's making toys he wants, but he's also just like trying to make toys that people, haven't made before, or like I guess these are all toys that were made. He's just making new versions. Whatever. It's a different situation. He's put out prototype images of his Cowboys and Moo Mesa, and I think they look good. The problem with Cowboys and Moo Mesa is nobody cares about Cowboys and Moo Mesa. I know they're doing a new comic book, and I know there's like this weird animated crossover with all the Nacelle properties.
Yeah.
And I wish them all the good luck in the world. But the thing with them is like, this is not, the toys is not their like moneymaker. This is very much just to like, he can do it. He can afford to do it as long as they make $1. That's what he kept saying. We don't need home runs. We can just hit singles. As long as he breaks even or makes $1, he'll keep making them. So I think these look good. I still don't understand what the scale is. Like I need to see these next to a 6-inch figure to understand. Because this one figure is huge. So wide. But I think they look well engineered. Which is always very important to me. So I will definitely take a look at these at retail or wherever we can get them. And yeah, I think they look fun. So I want to give those a little airtime and hope that people care about those. Oh my God, did we do it? Did we hit everything? Oh wait, no. Here's something else. So we're getting all the San Diego Comic-Con announcements now. This one's fun, although it's kind of weird because this is Syndicate Collectibles, who we started seeing stuff from them a few years ago at one of the Comic-Cons, and they were like showing off stuff that we still haven't seen yet, like for some weird, like very niche properties that like you wouldn't think that these movies would get toys, but they were trying to do it. This is like the first thing that I know that they've done. They're not reaction, but they are, they're that scale, and they're Golden Girls. Now I believe Funko did reaction Golden Girls. Am I correct on that?
I
really feel like they did.
I think we had Soft Goods Golden Girls.
Here it is.
NECA did them.
Here it is. eBay 2016. Holy shit. And this is, someone wants $448 for this 4-pack. So yes, please remake these.
Forget about it.
But I think these actually look better than the reaction ones. But yeah, so this is a new set, the 4 ladies, which is always fun. I don't think the paints look particularly fantastic. I think the packaging is nice. It's very on.
Is it a couch?
Brand. It's the lanai that they would go out to.
Oh.
Just the general. Was that 90s or was that 80s? That was 90s, right?
I don't remember. That was your show. That wasn't mine.
That was like Saturday night on NBC. They had Golden Girls.
I didn't know what the Golden Girls were before
Nest.
I met you. It was you. You were the one.
So you introduced me to Star Wars. I introduced you to Golden Girls.
But that's as far as it went. I've never seen a single episode. I mean, you've at least seen...
you're in for a treat, my friend.
Am I?
What a wonderful show. Yeah. They're also doing Three's Company, which again, the paint is... I think probably the weakest link here is the paint because it kind of looks a little... Brr. Although this honestly looks a lot like John Ritter or maybe his son.
It's intentionally supposed to look not great.
Because it's like it's a retro figure. I hear you. I hear what you're saying.
Yeah.
That's such a tricky thing because Super 7 keeps doing these retros and they've made them look more like the characters. Like the original intent was for these to be like if Kenner made these in the 70s alongside Star Wars. But like somewhere along the line, either they were like, nah, just make them look like modern toys. Or someone was like, nobody likes these if they look like shit. Make them look good. So maybe this company is going back the other way, but I feel like that ship has sailed. But yeah, so these will be at Comic-Con. If you don't want to pay $500 to get the reaction set from 2016, you can get these. That's pretty fun. Let's see what else we got today. That might be it.
Story roundup. Oh my god.
Oh my god. Toy Story 5. So I don't. We talk about retconning things. I do not acknowledge Toy Story 4 because Toy Story 3 was so good, that I feel like there's just no reason to sully its memory. With the only kind of okay and like a lot of weird choices and like was 100%. Buzz written to be another character? Like his character was so weird in that one.
He was.
So anyways, they're doing another.
That was the. Did you? So you got that? Did you see the other thing that there's going to be like the opening scene is a container ship full of Buzz Lightyears on an island?
I did see that the other villain in the movie is like malfunctioning Buzz Lightyears, which sounds terrible and lazy. But I do actually like that the main antagonist is an iPad. Because if you have children, you know that the ultimate villain for an action figure or a physical toy is that fucking tablet that they cannot tear themselves away from.
Yes.
The only thing I can say to my kid to get him to stop doing whatever he's doing is like, if you don't stop that, I'm going to take away your iPad. And he's like, I'm so sorry. Whatever you say, please just don't take away my iPad. Please, no.
Yeah, you have the best day ever. This is how it was today. And the kids had a really good day, and then all of a sudden their iPad ran out of batteries.
Oh.
And it was like, just go relax.
End of the world.
I mean, it's a good thing if you want your kids to leave you alone for an hour so you can do something. That's perfect. But man, oh man, don't use it as a permanent engagement tool for your children. It's just a terrible thing to do.
Don't tell me how to parent. My kids are fine. Don't tell me what to do with my kids. Listen, the iPad is cheaper than a babysitter.
No, they should be playing with each other. Case closed.
My youngest one has begun playing with himself a little too much. We have to try to figure out how to stop
Well,
that was not a problem with the first one.
My oldest was hell-bent on having a what are they called? Not like a play date with her cousin, and we couldn't get in touch with the cousin. And we're like, well, your brother will play with you, and he'll play any way you want him to play. And she went on a tirade about how awful he is, and I was like, oh my God, he's 5 years old. He understands everything you're saying. I go, you're just making him feel bad. Wow, I go, he's not like a 2-year-old that's just going to go over his head. I go, he understands everything you're saying to him.
He's a human being, damn it.
Well, so eventually I just told her to knock it off and just be quiet.
Sure. and you took away her iPad, and she's like, "Whatever you want, please."
No, today it was we brought Mad Libs in the car because I got home and everyone was like, "I'm bored." Oh, and I'm like, "Well, everyone needs to get." I was the one at work all day long while everyone else got to just hang out at home and not do anything. So I was like the last person that needed to go back out, but I was like, I saw in the room, I was like, everybody just needs to get out and go do some shopping. So I was like, get in the car, but we're bringing Mad Libs. That's the activity.
Sure.
And it was a good activity. It was a
I
smart
drove
move.
by a lot of Mad Libs today.
Oh,
Get it? Get
Me
it?
too.
Because of the rallies? Yeah. Protests. Change things. Yeah, so Toy Story 5. I hope it's good. I know it won't be.
I can't.
hope we
I
get
went
some
to
good
go
toys.
scroll up your list. I can't do that. That's funny.
You
Only
thought
you
could
have that
scroll.
power.
Only I may dance.
Only exactly. Stop that. Only I may dance.
Oh, this is fun. Maybe we can end on this? Yeah, that's fine. All right,
Sure.
so when the DuckTales came back on Disney DX, what was it called?
XD?
Disney DX. Suck it. Yeah, I think it was XD. Does that still exist?
No, I think
does.
it's gone.
Yeah, I think it's gone. They rebooted DuckTales. It was actually very good. They had a lot of good talents on there, like Doctor Who and Bobby Moynihan and Abed, and who else was there? Oh, fucking the voice of Sonic. that John Ralphio from Parks and Rec, he was on there. What a cast! That was a banger cast. It was a good show. It was fine because it was on a weird channel, and this was like when people were starting to transition to not watching like cable, so it was like a weird time. Eventually, the show ended. They put out toys. This company, Fat Mojo, who also did those really bad Office figures, I believe, and maybe something else. But I think I don't know if they still exist or they transitioned into another company, changed their name. I was super excited for these toys. They were only at Target, I believe. I was like, the day I found them, I found a full end cap. It was like they got the end cap. They had signs. It was amazing. I bought everything. I loved it. I think I did it was my first unboxing video. I was so excited about these toys. And I was probably the only one that bought them because they sat forever. Forever they sat there. And eventually they clearanced them out. And there was no second series. But we know that there were figures planned because we've seen this Gizmo Duck, or the character that is inside Gizmo Duck, voiced by Lin-Manuel Miranda. Try saying that one time fast. But this is the first time I've seen the Gizmo Duck, which is just a large figure if you know how big the regular ducks are. But the funniest thing to me is you can put him inside the Gizmo Duck, and look at the person put him in sideways. Well, that's not how he's supposed to go in there. That's ridiculous. What are you doing? So I really appreciated that. But I know Funko did a Gizmo Duck, and I didn't get it. And was there ever a DuckTales toy line? There was Darkwing Duck, but Gizmo Duck showed up on Darkwing Duck, didn't he? There was a crossover.
I'm
with
sure
him.
he did. Yeah.
So we didn't.
You're always very focused on Gizmo Duck and his
I always loved
history.
Gizmo Duck.
That's what you need to do. You need to do a retrospective on Gizmo Duck.
That might be something.
Just call all the information from the internet.
I think there was a prototype because there was another set of Darkwing Duck toys that didn't get released, with that, the Hydro Man dog or whatever his name is.
Okay.
There's definitely a set out there that didn't get released. Yeah. So whoever, the way we're getting that Ecto Glow copter, whoever has the Darkwing Duck license right now, which may be nobody, maybe it'll be Funko, go back and finish that line. Give us that missing set with a Negaduck and other friends. Who knows? I really like those Darkwing Duck toys. And then here's Batman. Very black Batman on a very black background. I don't know who thought this was a good idea, but this is not how you photograph a Batman toy. This is from the McFarlane show, I think, too. So I got some questions about these. These chips taste so much like pepperoni. Did I send this to you earlier this week?
You did, yeah.
The science has advanced so far. You can kind of see it's like a sponge. It's got all these little nooks and crannies.
That's how I can tell it's a slow week when you don't send me toy news. You send me food news,
snack food. Send you food news. My son asked me to turn his drawing into there's my word again, drawing. My son asked me to turn his drawing into a real Pokemon. And I did. And it was horrifying.
Amazing.
And he never asked me to do it again.
Dark and sticky tape.
See, AI can be good. Stop hating on AI. All right. Oh, here comes my dog. My dog's like, why are you still recording? It's been over an hour and a half. Stop. Here's our extra long. Oh, that's for the 300th episode. All our future episodes will be 3 hours long. It's like Monday Night Raw, 3 hours.
Oh,
There's
wow.
just too much to talk about. This is what the people demand.
Oh, I mean, I'm only up this late because I'm off tomorrow, which is fantastic. We're going to end on that note. Let's end on that. Tomorrow is Father's Day.
Mm-hmm. Hey,
And
happy Father's Day.
Happy Father's Day. It's a day for you and me.
Just us.
Just
No
us.
other father.
That's all right. I keep getting asked.
What you want?
What do you want? What do you want for Father's Day? And how do you? It's like I just want to be. I'm the type of father. I just want to be like left alone. Like
I know. I think every parent's like that. That's what my wife wanted for Mother's Day. See, I don't want to be left alone. I just want to be able to do the things I want to do.
Yeah, I don't need anything extravagant.
In that. No,
I don't want anything extravagant. I don't need a breakfast. I'll make my own breakfast.
I don't want a breakfast. I don't
need a gift.
I would like
my
a gift.
My gift is the children that I helped bring into this world. That is the gift.
Fuck that. I want a toy or something.
You want a present?
I would. Yeah,
I had to buy the groceries tonight. That was the worst part. I was like,
sorry. Who usually does the groceries?
We split it week to week.
So much about you I don't understand. But that's okay. We'll talk about that someday. I requested a Chipotle lunch with 2 guacs.
Oh.
You know guac's extra, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Double the guac on the side. You get more. That's my request. I do love my Chipotle. And then actually today was great because the kids were just playing outside with mom and I cleaned my office. I was organizing all the toys that my mom brought me like months ago. I finally got those in the Costco totes, all like lines together.
Oh, good.
So my desk is a little cleaner. I found this Bret Hart Hasbro, which can you see on there that he's 2 different colors? His head is one color and his body is one color.
Yeah, I can see that.
Which color is the correct color? Like, one part of him is sun damaged or like faded, but I'm not sure if he was the orange that his torso represents or if he was like the pale white his face was. I feel like he was the pale white, but why would his whole body change color?
It's the pale white. Is the head softer plastic?
I think all the Hasbros were like the same hard. Oh, it might be a little. Yeah, it's a little softer. The head's a little softer
than the body, because the body's the harder plastic, the rigid plastic.
Gotcha.
Yeah, that's the plastic that would be
That's
damaged
the toy science.
from the heat. Science. The heat is doing that to that. It's not necessarily sun damage, it's heat.
Well, sure, he definitely was not in the sun. Just the heat.
Yeah.
Isn't that crazy? We play with these things. They're just chemicals.
Yeah, they're just dinosaurs.
All right, Bill.
Dinosaurs.
They're just dinosaurs. Our toys are made of dinosaurs. That's a shirt. Oh, that's a shirt. All right, Bill. Anything else for this big Father's Day episode?
No, it was.
Nope.
Wow. This is quite the episode. We talked about nothing for the first half hour, and then made it all back up by just recording for a whole additional hour.
We did a whole extra show to fit everything in. Yeah, well, that's fine. God, that's how it should be.
I feel like the real life perspective show here. Just a long
show. We got to go back on that show. That was a lot of fun. A lot of games.
We had a good time.
That'll be part of. Well, we'll talk about that later. But all right, everybody. Well, you know what we say? We don't want to grow up, but we already did. Have a great week, everybody.
Bye, everyone.
I still wanna be a Toys R Us kid.